Hello,
So,
everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the Portuguese American Artists Gallery Meet the Artist Talk, brought to you by the Embassy of Portugal in Washington, D.C., PALCUS, the Chamber of Commerce, and FLAD. My name is Mariana Brazão, and I am a PALCUS Director for New York and also on the Portuguese American Artists Gallery team. Joining me today to co-host the session is Leonor Brazão, a visual artist and another member of the Portuguese American Artists Gallery team. So we're excited to relaunch this initiative this year with a new umbrella focus of Portuguese Americans in both the visual and performing arts. Our gallery will continue to include the already featured visual artists, as well as be open to highlighting artists in a variety of fields, including music, dance, film, theater, and more. Our Meet the Artist Talk gives us an opportunity to connect and share more about the work of the artist features in our gallery. If you haven't yet, check us out at PortugueseAmericanGallery.com. This session is going to be recorded and then later uploaded on our platforms, including Facebook and YouTube. Please feel free to ask any questions in the chat box below, as there will be a Q&A session at the end as time permits. So today we are here to meet the artist Xana Ramos. We're very lucky to have her here. Xana was born and raised in Lisbon, Portugal. Her love and interest in art started as a child and always curious and appreciative of beauty. In 2015, she founded her own business, Casinha Xanartes, in Setubal, Portugal, which combined both passions. At the end of 2017, to gain experience and expand in business and arts, she moved to the USA, where she has been living and evolving in her artistic path and personal and spiritual development. So please join us in welcoming Xana, and we'll turn it over to you to share a little bit of your work.
hello, I am Xana. I'm a visual artist. I'm here based in California, precisely in Redondo Beach. And now you're going to see some of my art. This painting is Portugalifornia. As the name kind of tells, it's with inspirations in Portugal and in California. So I was in Portugal over the summer 2021, and I was reminded again of all the beautiful tiles we have there. And I kept that in my head, and I had to do something about it. So I did this painting. And I also wanted to include the inspirations from California, where I live. And I love all the vibrancy and the colorful flowers. So I used that. And this painting was exhibit in Manhattan Beach Art Center and had really great feedback because everybody thought it was real tiles. So they came close to see if there were tiles, and actually it's a painting. So I was very pleased with this work. Here, this piece is totally different and probably different from all the other ones. It is called Divine Universe, and probably recognize some symbols, some laws of the universe. And then on the video, what you see is that there are designs that you don't see with the naked eye. You have to use that flashlight that I have over there with dark light. And only when I use that, you see all the other designs and the center of the universe. There's a lot of symbology over this painting. Also, it was actually pieces of wood that I found through the trash, and I reused them and glued them. And I like to give a new life to things that are already at the end of their life. So this was a piece that had all of that, and it was also has resin. So it's it's mixed media with the purple triangle is also acrylic. So it was a lot of work, but it came out, I think, pretty amazing. This is one of my most recent. It's actually behind me here. I don't know if you guys see it, but there is also in the video. So this started just first as a painting, and I did the koi fish and the symbolism also for yin and yang. There's a lot of symbolic things here that I also wanted to show, like how two different forces can unite and become one one harmony. And so I felt like when I did the painting, like this painting had to move. It's like, I mean, they're circle, the fishes are there, and all the spiral is there. So I had to find a way that I made this painting move. So I found this Lazy Susan, they call. I'm not sure about this. It's like you have on trays to move the food around, like pizzas or something. And then I decided to put it on the back of this painting, so then it would turn and would do that. Plus, since it's also with the theme of water, I always like to cover with resin. So I did layers of resin, and it has some details that you can only see in person. And I also put some lighting on the back. So this was also in a show in it's called Resin Gallery in Hermosa Beach. And it was pretty good to see the surprise of people first when it moved, because normally you're not supposed to touch the art, and then they could just go and touch it. So that was pretty interesting. And I love to see the people surprised in their eyes, like, oh wow. So this was one of my last pieces. It's called Oneness, because of that. Two different forces that combine, just one flow. Okay, so here is other part of my art is that I took a jewelry certificate, and I love jewelry. So I did all this hand sculpted and cast in silver jewelry. Actually, I started when I was doing my casting part from school, but then I fell in love. I said, I'm just going to do more, because this is so cute, this is so nice, and I could use. So this is all hand sculpted in wax, and then it's casted, and it could be different metals, of course. All these ones are in silver, but I have some works in bronze and white bronze. And so it was very interesting to do this, and I love to do it. I wish I had all the equipment to do it in my house, but I don't. But I do all the hand sculpted ring. In this case, it's rings, but it can be anything, of course. So so this is it.
Wonderful.
right.
Thank you so much for that. And I'll pass it
Yeah.
to Leonor to kick us off with some questions. And again, feel free to submit your own in the Q&A chat at the bottom of your screen.
Hi, Xana. Thank you so much for being here with us and share your beautiful art. I'm really impressed how you about your journey, how you study different art fields, and even I think education. So I would love to hear about your journey, how you start in the field of art, and how you arrived to the United States, and now you're developing your own art too.
Okay, so it's very interesting about my journey for artistic, because I mean, I've always liked art since I was little. I appreciate every little thing. I was very quiet and observant, so I was doing little scratches of things, and I was collecting like rocks and seashells. I still do that. So, but when I really started more going to learn how to do things in arts, it was when I was on the 10th grade in Portugal. We can choose the area that we want to pursue, right? For those 3 years until the 12th grade. And I knew that I wanted to do arts for sure, that there was nothing else that I was thinking about. But I also wanted a course that was more hands-on. So it was just the beginning that they start having this technological courses in the high school. It was just the beginning. So I started with that one. It's called Curso Technologic de Arte e Ofício. So it's like arts and crafts special like course. So it's more like there's a lot of practical classes and a lot of subjects. So, and I love those 3 years because it was really hands-on. And my favorite subject was metalwork, which I did lamps, I did bowls, I did candle holders, metal work for all sort of things. So it was pretty wild. We were going there with a torch, and everything was very exciting. So I loved those 3 years, and I think it was very important because it was something that I really wanted to do. And then in the end of high school, I actually went to a little bit of a different route, and it was the first time that I came to the US. I came to be an au pair when I was 19, and I moved with an American family in Malvern, Pennsylvania. Stayed there for a year, but even then, I was still doing arts on the side. I was taking classes so I could get more credits and I could do things that I like. So I took like stained glass. I took jewelry making at the time too, guitar for beginners, you name it, Scandinavian stroke painting. So I was always very interested in art. So arts never really left me, even though sometimes it wasn't like my full focus. So it was just part-time, let's say. And then I returned to Portugal, but after not even 2 years, I was back in the US. I was back in the US, and I went to a Portuguese community in Newark. So I was living there, and I was a caregiver working in New York, and where you are, Mariana, right? And also I was still pursuing the arts as a side. Unfortunately, it was the time that September 11 happened, and I was there. So it was pretty hard, especially because I was a caregiver. And, it was a very difficult time, as you all imagine. And I just returned back to Portugal, where I stayed there, for then 15 years. And it was then I had my kids. I had my 2 kids, and especially then being a single mom, I was trying to get jobs that were more steady than arts. It's a little bit difficult sometimes to go straight from that area. And I was doing administrative jobs, and lucky enough, I found some jobs, and I was still doing the arts again. I took, ceramics. I took other courses, and I also pursued the childcare on the side as well, because I became assistant teacher certificate. And on 2015, the company where I was working, a German company, laid me off. So it was a little bit of a setback, but I transformed that into an opportunity for me to do what I would love, which was not administrative jobs. And it was connecting and marrying arts and children. So let's do that. So I founded my Casinha Xanartes, where was a space where I had all this sort of artistic activities with children and also with groups. So it would be for the whole community. We had dance, we had also the arts and crafts. Of course, some I had people coming there, and then I was doing art parties as well. So it was wonderful. It was very fulfilling. It was like a dream come true. And I had a great time, and I know a lot of people loved it. But as having a business is sometimes not so easy. And after almost 2 years, I did have to close my business. And then I end up I came to the US again, this time to visit my sister that she was living downtown LA. And she welcomed me in her home. I stayed there, and then I said, like, this is like a time for me to make a change, because I can't go back to Portugal to do what I was doing. And I decided to, especially one day that I came to the South Bay, Los Angeles South Bay, I kind of had a calling, like, I have to move here. And I followed that calling, and October 2017, I moved here to Manhattan Beach with my two kids that were 13 and 11 at the time. And that's it. I started study business in downtown LA, and then I changed for arts again. And this time for jewelry. I was in jewelry in Torrance, which is close to where I live. And that's everything was going well until COVID hit. Here we go. And then it's like, okay, what happened? Like half of my classes were passed to online. Some classes were just canceled, like the jewelry itself, like some of the classes of jewelry that we couldn't go to the studio. And then I was stuck at home a little bit, much more time. And what am I going to do? So I'm like, let me try my hand on painting. I mean, funny enough, it was a subject that I never had with all this arts that I had. I never had like painting classes, but I started doing it for fun, and now I can't stop it because I really, really enjoyed painting, as I love all the other arts that I've tried. But painting has been very flowy, and I've been really liking to do that. And then I opened Xana Arts, where I start with the paintings and the jewelry. I already had some jewelry as well, and that's been what's going on. So that's pretty much
Wonderful.
what I'm still doing.
Yeah,
Thank
you are absolutely a brave soul, because you are always
Oh,
starting. So I applaud
yes.
you for that. Yeah, we have a question on the chat about where you study jewelry. But before you answer, I would love you to show your earrings. They are beautiful.
Oh,
I know it's
I
one of
made
your
that, of course.
one of your creations. Can you just quickly tell us, where did you study jewelry?
I studied jewelry right here in El Camino College. So El Camino College is a community college, and they had when I went there, I was looking for arts, and I was already recommended to go and take the jewelry certificate. I said, "Oh, jewelry, okay." And I did, and I had the best teacher. I love that my professor Irene Maury, and so, and of course, I had other classes like drawing, and I had other classes, 3D design, but jewelry, it was my start for jewelry, even though I had some workshops before, but real jewelry, it was there. And yes, I fell in love with jewelry.
Yeah,
It was really good.
wonderful. I see that you get a lot of inspiration from Portuguese symbols, right? From the tiles, from the heart of
Yes.
Vienna. Do
Yes.
you want to share more of your other symbols that inspire you?
So yes. So I'm inspired mostly and mainly by nature, but then there are more inspirations. And for me, one of them that is my roots, of course, Portugal. I grew up there. I lived there all my life, besides this little trips to US. But it's in me, and I brought some with that. So I felt when I was doing jewelry, I felt, oh, I could start doing a little things that we see in Portugal all the time. And I have like things like, I have this, I'm sure you recognize it, Gal's Barcelos. And this is all like Portuguese design. And not only that, it's actually with Portuguese cork. So I use also some Portuguese materials. And they're in a lot of things that I do. And I think even the paintings that I do, I think it has a lot from Portugal, like the bold colors, like the themes. And I think it's already in me, because I grew up going to the museums, to the castles, to the palaces, to the monuments we have. I mean, Portugal has so much history and so much, culture, that it's ingrained in you, and it's something you don't live forever.
Yeah.
But I also have this very important part, that I feel like, since we are and for me, we are spiritual beings living a human life. I want to bring that connection through my art. So I feel like the connection to nature is it's like essential to show that. It's so the simplest thing, like seeing a flower just blooming or a bird, or so that's why a lot of my art paintings or other mixed media, they have this field about the spirituality, because that's something that I've been also working on, my spirituality, and I like to share that through my art.
Yeah, I have one more question. I noticed in your social media, which I'll ask you at the end to share with us so people can find your work. But I saw that you were selected for an art show with one of your drawings.
Yes.
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 Do you have any other exciting projects, or do you want to talk about that exhibition?
That exhibition, it's Las Laguna Gallery, and it was actually interesting because I normally don't look so much for my drawings for some reason, but the theme was white, black and gray, and then I thought, oh, let me try with my drawings, and actually it was approved, and it's until the 26th of this month, and it's online, so it's not in person. But what I want to do, I'm working on a solo show for soon, but I don't have a date for that. But I'm going to be doing more work for that. And also I wanted to mention that I extended my services to the art parties here, as well as I had in my Casinha, but these are mobile art parties. So I go to wherever people are and I bring the art. Also art classes for children. So those are areas that I'm very, very comfortable. Plus I have all the studies for it. And if people are around and want to bring some art to their children, give me a call.
Wonderful. And one more question. Are there any artists, Portuguese or not, just Portuguese, that inspire you? Artists.
Is there any
Any
Portuguese?
artists? Yeah, Portuguese artists or not
I
Portuguese.
know some Portuguese, but I haven't met many artists, which that's actually something that I want to work on. And I'm actually going to a Portuguese meeting soon in February in LA. So I'm hoping that I'll meet more artists. Maybe you can even do a collaboration or something. But I have met some Portuguese. It's not that easy. It's not like in Newark. In Newark, there was a lot of Portuguese, but here it's not as common. But I know some are in different fields, like actors, because we have Hollywood here. But I haven't met in person any like visual artists. So I wish that we can meet. If you know anybody from this area, let me know.
We'll leave it as an open with the live as well, and it gets uploaded. And we do have one more question in the chat that I do want to get to real quick, and it asks, do you do illustrations for books?
I haven't done it, but I'm really open to it. Also, I'm open for commissions in any other field, jewelry or all the other things that I do. They're not going to mention again.
Wonderful. Shannon, do you want to share with us your social media so people can follow you, like Instagram or Facebook?
Okay, it's pretty easy because it's all Xana Ramos art. So either in Facebook or in and also my website. It's xanaramosart.com. So it's very easy. Go by my name and you'll find me.
Yeah.
And you can also find Xana Ramos on the Portuguese American Artists Gallery website. So, and all the socials and website is listed there as well.
Exactly. Mariana, do you have more questions?
I think we're all set. Just want to thank you so much for joining us, Xana, and everyone who joined us here today and who's watching this afterwards. I want to let you all know that the next Meet the Artist talk is going to be on February 13th, same time, 7 to 7:30 with Patricia Silva. And just another plug to please visit the Portuguese American Art Gallery at PortugueseAmericanArtGallery.com. And if you have any artists that you know and would like to participate, you can email us at PortugueseAmericanArtGallery@gmail.com. So yeah, thank you so much, Xana, for your time today, for sharing your art, your inspiration, and your beautiful journey. It was such
Oh
a,
my God.
a great
Thank
time
you.
getting to hear all that, and I'm sure those watching now and afterwards will appreciate it as well.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It was wonderful and to share with you. And thank you again for the Portuguese American Art Gallery for having me there and for having me in this conversation.
Great. Well, we hope everyone has a great rest of their night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye,
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye.